most challenging things to do with any project is cleaning it up, preparing it for finish. My name is PJ from TreelineUSA.com, and today I want to introduce you to the detail sanding cones. They're an easy, quick, and efficient way of cleaning up those details. Let me show you how they're used. The detailed sanding cones are available in a couple different sizes, both the small and the large, and then two different grits. The larger size, you can get it in 200 and 300 grit, and in the smaller size, you can get it at 250 and 350. And so they're great for getting into these small, hard to reach areas with those points to be able to clean up and sand some of your work where maybe some fuzzies were left over or areas that just need to be sanded down. So to put these on the smaller size, you use the tapered screw mandrel. And just take it and kind of poke a hole in the bottom of it and thread it on. And it's going to be hard to thread it on perfectly straight at first, but the first time you touch it down to the surface with the tool running, it's going to center itself out. And so for the small one, you use the tapered sanding cone. For the larger size, you use a tapered split mandrel. Now if you can see a split right here in this mandrel here, and you want that split to go over that thin piece of sandpaper right in the middle there. Sometimes people just kind of jam that in there and it will work, but it doesn't hold quite as well. And so as you line this up, line up that piece of that split right on that sandpaper and press on. And again, once you touch that down, it will kind of center itself out a little bit. You can get these in a couple different sizes, both the 1/8 inch and 3/32 shank. And then for the small size, it's available in that 1/8 inch shank. But I want to show you kind of how cool these are to use. With this, as you use it, and you start to wear down the sandpaper, it exposes that next layer. And so you can use these until they're just about completely worn away. Sometimes you might get the paper where it kind of unravels. You can take a little daub of like super glue and just kind of drop it right there in the corner. That will ensure that it holds in place. Usually it just holds on its own, but you could do that if you needed to. But what's nice about this too is you start using the tip of it, it starts to round over, so you can kind of get in and use this to kind of sand right on the very tip, or you can use it on the side. Or with the small sanding cone, you can get right into these tight corners to be able to clean up some of your work where something else might have a hard time reaching in to do. So I'm just using a micromotor tool, and with that you can see I can use the very tip of it to go through and start cleaning up. I can use the side when I need to, but I can get right in some of those recesses that might be kind of difficult to clean up with something else. And as it's using it up, you notice it's kind of getting rounded over, which in some areas makes it really nice. But if you need it to be in a tighter area, you can switch over to the smaller sanding cone. And this is the finer grit sanding cone. And again, once you first turn it on and touch it to the wood, it'll kind of center itself. But look how close I can get to my work right there with these sanding cones. They are fine, 200 to 300 grit. Is not super aggressive, but that makes it really nice. You're not leaving additional scratches and grooves in the wood either. So that just allows you to get in and clean up these areas very, very quickly. The detail sanding cones are one of the best ways we've been able to find to be able to sand out intricate details and contours in some of your projects. We've seen people use these in wood carving projects, in furniture making, and in all kinds of industries to kind of clean up those small rough areas. So we at TreelineUSA.com carry a lot of different power carving bits, the detail sanding cones, along with a lot of other things for power carving. Visit us there, and if you've liked this video, please click subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.